Welcome back to our session with the Private Sector Foundation Uganda. Those joining us on Smart 24 TV, remember we are live on DSTV, Star Times, and free to air really. There are also people that are watching us from Twitter Spaces. Welcome back, feel at home. Again, welcome back Rebecca Kukundakwe, Agenda Specialist with the GROW projects at the Private Sector Foundation Uganda. Before we went for a break, Rebecca, we were talking about how young people can benefit from the innovation work at the Private Sector Foundation Uganda. And maybe before we can talk about how young people can benefit, you can tell us how PSFU is building a think tank, an innovation hub around, for business, for small and medium enterprises in Uganda.
Thank you so much. For clarity, our work, because we work in different sectors of the economy, we hold sector-based discussions.
Okay.
That really aim at dissecting and digging deeper, taking a deep dive onto some of the issues, the opportunities, and the challenges affecting each of the sectors. So I think in the contemporary language, that can also be called a think tank. But as the institution, we don't run a specific think tank, but we run sector-based meetings that aim at discussing the issues that affect a given sector. And we're able to do this with the leadership of our board members who represent the business sector in each of the sectors that I talked about. And we have very able, respected, and intelligent members of the board that come from these different sectors of the economy. So with that, it helps us as an institution to actually be able to deal with the real issues that are affecting the business sector, whether it's at corporate level, at business association, or even individual entrepreneurs in this country. So talking about how we are building that is that we recognize the capacities and expertise of our members.
Right.
You see, when you talk about businesses, and I think there's a philosopher who talked about that, the best business teacher should be one that has done businesses.
That has done, yes.
Exactly. So we are very keen to ensure that when we're discussing these opportunities, we are dealing with the real members of the private sector, with the real members of the business sector.
Yes.
And to be able to tell us what issues are affecting them. And then for us as a PSFU, as the Private Sector Foundation in Uganda, we play a facilitative role and an enabling role, working with different stakeholders to make sure that the issues are actually addressed. Coming to intubation, of course, through different interventions, we recognize that intubation is an important step in
developing
business, and also a sustainable business. So we work with recognized incubation centers in this country, but also we support interventions that aim at providing entrepreneurs with an opportunity to think through their idea. We take entrepreneurs through a design thinking approach, to be able to understand what business am I going to start, and what are the opportunities, what are the challenges, where am I likely to fall, what do I need to make sure that I survive in this sector. And so that takes me back to the discussion around a very big focus on business development services. And we are working with agencies like the UNBS and others to actually standardize business development services in this country. What does it mean to provide a business development service in market research? What are the key parameters? What are the benchmarks? What is the minimum that a business development service on marketing should be done? So for us, that is very important because we are taking care of quality as PSFU, and we want to be sure that whatever is going out the business community is of high quality. It's consistent, but also can be traceable in terms of giving impact to the private sector. Because you know what happens? These companies invest in these business development services, and so you want to make sure that there's a certain level of standard happening, so the companies can reap from this.
And it's not fraudulent in nature. It's not.
It's not anyone trying to say I do a marketing plan.
When
you have no experience, you have no exposure. So we do that through a quite very intense process, one of identifying who has been in the market, whom have they worked with. If you say you're a business development provider in market research, which company have you supported?
Which company have you supported?
What was the product?
Right.
Where is that? If let's say you do a history and you're like, I've done market researches for 3 companies and none of them celebrated their 5th birthday. So then you think twice on whether to make sure that other companies access these services.
Right.
So as an institution, we are key to make sure that there's quality standards being provided to the members of the private sector. Because by the nature of being businesses, quite often, they might be busy dealing with other business processes, sourcing for raw materials, increasing production. And so our mandate as PSFU is to ensure that these services are of high quality and the information is available to our members.
Right, and thank you very much. And I think that also covers the fact that it's a value-based entity, yeah? You provide value to small and medium enterprises.
And even corporate companies.
And even corporate, yes. So as long as they are under the private sector.
Exactly.
Okay, so I don't know why I thought SMEs.
No, we represent, like I mentioned in the beginning, we represent over 300 business associations.
Okay.
We represent corporate agencies, corporate sector companies.
Right.
And then we have other members of the public sector agencies, all under our support of the private sector. Of course, you're right on that point, because majority of the businesses in this country are really small. Right. I think the latest statistics from the Uganda Investment Authority say over 70% in small, medium enterprises, but contributing significantly, interestingly, to the GDP,
right.
But also job creation. So as PSFU, when we try to focus on the work around SMEs, we are saying, if SMEs are constituting this sector and contributing this much, what would happen if further investment is made into developing the SME sector? And that's why we have a very big focus. In fact, on our board, we have a representation of SMEs in this country.
Right.
So it's one of the sectors that we work with to ensure that we bring out that voice, because it's a key player in Uganda's private sector.
Awesome. So again, this is the question that I wanted to start with, but we needed some perspective. Yes. How does a young person sitting back home watching this take part, Is there a forum for registration? What's the criteria? How do I get PSFU to advise me, to support me?
Yeah. First of all, we run an open door policy.
Okay.
At any time of the day, working hours.
Right.
A member, an entrepreneur,
yes,
can walk into the PSFU offices and inquire. We are always available to provide information, to attend to any of the private sector members that come in for inquiry. But also key to that is that we encourage entrepreneurs to become registered members of the PSFU.
Right.
Because there's so many benefits that come with being a formally registered member of the Private Sector Foundation Uganda, including access to information, being able to access other members, colleagues doing the same business, but also exposure to opportunities in and around the country. So talking of the young entrepreneurs out there who can benefit from PSFU, come to our offices, check out our website and find out how to become a registered member.
Right.
Now, also on our website, and recognize that you're living in a digitalized world.
Right.
So on our website, if you visit Private Sector Foundation Uganda website, you find lots of information about our different projects, different opportunities, tenders, consultants opportunities, work opportunities. So you can check them out and sign with clear guidelines on how you can actually benefit. So that's another way you can actually benefit from that services. But also walk into our office and we'll be able to get all the information that you need. Of course, depending on the nature of business one is doing and the nature of support that you do. At PSFU, we have a very agile and competent team.
Right.
So you find that even when we have no running solution or running intervention that can address a given business's needs, we are usually able to refer them or provide information on the different stakeholders they can actually approach for support.
Right. So having said that, if you have a business, if you're running a business, feel free to walk into the offices of the Private Sector Foundation Uganda, check out their website, register
to be a member.
Yes, because there are particular exclusive
benefits that come to registered members of the private sector.
Right. Thank you so much, Rebecca. This has been very comprehensive and also inspiring in the sense that as young people, we have hope. We are supported. We are not alone trying to do businesses on our own. There's a very enabling environment with people like you at the helm. So we're in good hands, really.
We do our best as an institution, like the slogan says, business growth is our business. So whether it's a young person, a man or a woman, we aim at helping any entrepreneur actually grow their businesses. That's why we exist as the Private Sector Foundation Uganda.
Right. Excellent, Rebecca. Perhaps you have any closing remarks for any business owner out there, small, medium enterprise, just starting out,
So if you are an entrepreneur out there, if you're a member of the business sector and you are watching and listening to us right now, my message is that you need to pay attention to what we call corporate governance aspects.
Okay.
How are you managing your business? Are you putting in place systems that can actually make your business survive beyond a month, beyond a year? Are you building the capacity of your employees to support you in running your businesses? Are you paying attention to the physical and psychological needs of your employees? We see mental health issues coming up right now, and what we are forgetting as business owners is actually that a mentally disturbed employee in running our machine or managing our accounts is actually disservice to our businesses. So I ask all businesses to pay attention to issues around mental health for employees, but also generally their well-being. The second aspect is on the issues of compliance to national laws, policies, and requirements. And I know this is quite a hard one for businesses, but I think it's important because then you're able to run sustainable businesses. As the Private Sector Foundation, we are available to support in terms of advocacy, but also guidelines on how you actually can ensure compliance and still be able to run your business and make profits and survive. And the other point is that if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur out there, and you think the areas where the Private Sector Foundation Uganda can support, whether it's about a collective voice, there are issues that are affecting the given sector, please reach out to us at our offices on Nakasero Road, check out on our website, and speak out. We are here to serve you, and we'd like to make sure that we are dealing with the issues that actually affect you as businesses in this country.
Right. No, excellent. I like that you've mentioned the issue of compliance. People don't want to pay taxes. So that's why they don't even formalize, most of them don't formalize their businesses because they're trying to run away from paying taxes. But you see that's a disservice to yourself because,
It's a disservice, and if I can say something on that, at PSFU, we are running a whole intervention on actually formalizing the informal sector. And as we do that, we're trying to make the members of the informal sector, the entrepreneurs, actually see value in why they should formalize. That's probably part of the elephant in the room. If I've been doing my business for 8 years without registering it, and I make sales, I have customers, when we come to tell you about formalizing, we have to come with the real carrot, the value of formalizing the businesses. And as PSFU, we are doing that, but also that contributes to the broader national development plan agenda on
formalizing. Excellent. Thank you so much, Rebecca. It's been nice having you here. I've learned a lot about the PSFU, the work that PSFU is doing, but also the business environment in Uganda and how positive and promising it is. And for basically young people to know that they're not talking. Right. We can't speak on it conclusively, right? So thank you once again for your time. We'll be happy again to host you some other time in the future. Keep it here on Smart 24 TV. We're from Fidelis Leadership Institute, as well as some of you who are watching us from our Twitter space. It's been nice hosting you. We request that you register for the Part Fellowship, which is a program under the Fidelis Leadership Institute that will be coming up on the 2nd of March. The FAT Fellowship is about building a critical mass of ethical leaders that are FAT, FAT being an acronym that stands for faithful, available, and teachable. So we want to train you in areas of how to be an ethical leader based on those 3 values. So check out our Fidelis Leadership Institute pages, social media pages, our website, and register. It will be worth your while. Thank you so much, Rebecca. It's been nice having you here. I personally learned a lot. I've been inspired by you. Keep it here on Smart 24 TV. Ciao.